Guys and gals, I asked you to rate the companies there, and I'll just ask you which one is your second favorite and which one's your first favorite. Betsy, which one was your second favorite and which was your first favorite? You have to give an answer to this question.
Can you give us a second here?
I'm going to give you 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go.
I'm actually not going to answer the question. Well, you want me to? Sorry. That's
okay.
the way it goes.
Take me through your process.
Yeah, I'm going to take you through the process here.
Yeah, take me through the process.
I think that there's a lot that I liked about all of the products. First, I think y'all did a really neat job, and kudos for you for coming. Global imagination, obviously the power of displaying that data is really, really neat. The costs are huge. That's not a kind of cost that any school in California at this stage really can imagine paying, and that's a real challenge.
And by California, you mean the
state of California.
The state of California, the
remember
brokest
we're down
state
at
in
47. So that's a real problem
the worst education
for us in California. Papercake, again, the question that I really have is how are you going to distinguish yourselves from the other ones that are out there? StudyEgg, it seems like it's going to be great if you can really get those teachers on board. Eduvant, really powerful data.
But which one is your favorite?
Okay, so I have to go with Eduvant because I do feel that the data is pretty fundamental, and if they can crack that, it'll be very big.
Big upside. Thomas, which is your runner-up? Which is your favorite in this cohort?
Can I do the same amount? Do we have time for do the same?
No, we don't have enough time to go through every single one and give each one a compliment. Just tell me your top 2.
So just personal preference.
Yes, that's what we're going for here. Yes, that's judging.
I really like global imagination. I can really see how that's changing how kids interact with technology. But of course, like the reality is that it won't happen for many schools for a long time.
At half the price or a third of the price, you feel it's a home run.
I think it becomes way more realistic. Yes.
And there's no doubt they can get there.
Yes. So I like that one. Eduvant, again, it's one of those things, if they do it right, I don't have enough understanding. If they do it right, if educators agree with that, that can be a game changer. So I like that one.
Which one's number 1? Which one's number 2?
I would probably pick Global Imagination just because I can touch it.
Cool. I like that. Dave, which one will you be most likely to fund, second most likely to fund? Which one are you most in love with? Which one are you second most in love with?
Well, I guess for funding,
we don't ask me the funding question.
No,
I couldn't fund either of those. By the way, so.
You couldn't.
So
no.
Right.
Well,
I mean,
Freestyle. My vote is global imagination, but Freestyle doesn't fund hardware companies. But I do think that as we look at different ways to kind of display information, you have 3D, you have this global, you have this global view, and I think you will be able to get prices down. And the fact that projectors now are so inexpensive. I have a battery-operated projector for $300 that it hooks to my iPad that I display on the wall. So I think he's going to be able to get the price down. And I think there's kind of a UGC component where people can create content that is within a spherical nature that that can be shared. And so I think there's kind of an interesting play there. I would say my second one. Once again, great job with all the presentations. I'd actually probably go with this. I think that there is a play for Tipitap, which is a play for a platform with being able to take the marriage between kind of hardware or this case
accessory, I guess,
and mixing it with content. Because Outfit 7, which is the Talking Tom, I think they've done like 100 million downloads or some insane number. And so it demonstrates that these little kids will play these products, and I think having an offline component is kind of innovative.
David, what were the best 2?
So I'm going to go with, greatest potential for education is going to be Eduvant. I think the biggest question is scalability, implementation, and training, and getting through the school systems, the sales model.
A lot of issues around that one, but if it solves the problem, it's a home run.
If they can get it together, it's a home run. And then the other one I'm going to go with is Papercake. I think they've just scratched the surface of the potential that they have there. They've done a good job with user experience from what I can see. And I think there's a lot more they can do in terms of integration, even into the school system.
And if you were to put college education in there as a savings goal, you could totally convince all children to never go to college.
Exactly.
Joe, go ahead. That's great feedback, David. Thank you. Joe, what are your thoughts?
My number 2 would be StudyEgg. I could see that one, a lot of textbooks companies saying powered by StudyEgg or actually buy StudyEgg and use it because
it's a tool that you've thought you want, right?
Yeah, because the textbook assessments are horrible. So I think this is a really cool tool that can be mainstreamed. And I really liked Eduvant. I think that getting into the school districts at the 10 or 15 to 20K would be a good thing, but to actually build products, because the software to manage budgets, to manage all that information is horrible. And so if they got in the door with the 15 to 20K, I think they could expand their market by themselves becoming their own.
Yeah, it sounds to me like, $5 per administrator/teacher per month would be pretty easy to pull off if it did what they say it could do.
Just getting their name out there and getting that first step.
Awesome. Okay, let's hear it for our judges and for our companies. We'll take a 10-minute break.